Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Snow White with the Red Hair, chapter 116. When we last left our heroes, Obi was at Suraba's place talking about a woman that Toka was funding at some point and might still be trying to influence things in Lugiria territory. And there's something about a banquet of the masked knight that got brought up. It'll probably be relevant later. Meanwhile, back at the Lugiria estate, Shirayuki and Ryu and Lugiria and his little henchman met with this guy named Yozumi, who came in with a bottle of perfume for them all to smell that he wanted to find, before he kind of had a freak out after being reminded that he had something non-scent related for the pharmacists. And then Shirayuki saw him alone, and he, grabbed her and was like, I don't want to be without you, or something like that. I don't know. It was a really weird thing that I bet we're going to get into first thing here. So let's jump into chapter 116. It looks like we have the magazine cover here of Lala. So that's something of note. Big hit, The Romance That Cuts Through Fate, chapter 116. Our picture here is Mitsuhide and Kiki with their horses. Violent correspondence, this is what it says there. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Anyway, yeah, we open where we left off, with Yozumi grabbing Shirayuki's wrist. Yozumi-san? And Yozumi has his head in his hand, and then he drops his hand, to reveal his face. Shirayuki Dono. She steps towards him, and Shirayuki just bops him in the face. What a queen! It looks like she actually, like there's something in the air now. And he coughs. Achoo! Achoo! It might have been, like, some dust or something, like a dusty rag, maybe. Are you alright? He's, like, falling over onto the bed. You too, Shirayuki Dono. He heard me. It wasn't my intention to do a surprise attack like that. Are you alright? And he, kind of sits there. His eyes are kind of watering, I guess from dust or whatever it was. I'm sorry. Please leave. And then the door opens, and there is, Ryu and the Earl, who have come in to investigate the noise. And so Shirayuki undoes some kind of clasp she has around her neck. Ah, so you applied the perfume on your collar. Yes, I was planning to remove it right away. Oh, so I guess she hit him with her collar somehow? I'm not quite sure how that works. And then she unclasped something to put the collar back in. I'm not quite sure how her dress is functioning, or how the collar of her dress is functioning. I don't know. Somehow she had a part of her dress off around the collar that had the perfume on it. That's what she hit Yozumi with. The details are unimportant. Anyway, I was planning to remove it right away. And now, Shirayuki, Ryu, Lugiria, and Shu, I think is the servant's name. I think we've confirmed the source of Yozumi-san's unease. When I was beside him, he seemed like he was in pain. When he said, I want to stay with you, he looked as though his consciousness was drifting away. We see Ryu and Lugiria especially are shocked by that. And Lugiria turns to her. For now, you should go take a bath, Shirayuki. You might still have some of the scent on you. It'll be best to wash it off. Ah, right. I'll go on ahead then. And then we flash back to the end of last chapter. That little gap of time that was missing in last chapter. You came to these royal pharmacists to ask for their help for something else, right? Yes. This perfume. Actually, it was something my lover wore. And Lugiria thinks, didn't he say he bought it? But only very quietly. I don't think Yozumi hears it. I took it with me in secret. I can sense that I am extremely fond of this perfume. When there were several days where we couldn't meet, I would start yearning for it terribly. At first I thought that was because I was missing the happy times I spent with her. But about a month ago, when a lady whom I've never met before extended an invitation to me, and I visited her, at that time, she too had the same scent on her. Okay. I have a feeling this lady is the woman, what was her name, who Toko was funding, and who back in 114 had that little like one-page silent introduction that I remember some people were theorizing was like related to Obi somehow. I think they're all the same person. That's how these storylines are all going to get tied together for the arc. Anyway, that time she too had the same scent on her. Right then, a feeling began swelling inside me, so I was embraced by my lover. It was really hard to dismiss it. And Shiryuki and Ryu watch him. And Mugiria asks, "Did you give in to that temptation?" "No. I came to my senses and left that place. However, ever since then, I started to feel uneasy, thinking about how much my heart wavered from it, wondering if it was that scent that made me that way. So there's probably some kind of narcotic or something in the perfume. You felt guilty towards your lover, but you didn't want to make a wrong assumption or doubt your own heart. Indeed, you can't help but suspect the perfume." Shiryuki asks, "So you came here to confirm it?" "Yes." And then he turns to Shiryuki and Ryu. "Please, royal pharmacists, I know that this is rude of me, but please help me." And then I guess Lugiria asks, maybe? "I get that you want to confirm it, but is it alright for Shiryuki to wear the perfume too?" "Well, I guess everyone did just leave." And Shiryuki responds, "According to Yozumi-san, he visited the shop and asked if they remembered the scent, but when they looked at the situation, they didn't find anything unusual. So for the time being, we will have to try this. If this perfume does indeed have some sort of effect, we may even get some important clues based on his condition." So we see here this was all part of everything that happened at the end of last chapter was part of Shiryuki's plan. Okay. And so, so what she had going on was she had the perfume on her collar, and then what she hit Yozumi with was not the perfume at all, but this little handkerchief that Ryu hands her, filled with pepper. "Here's the pepper, Shiryuki-san." "Thank you very much." Pepper. I vaguely understand why they would do this in this whole, like, in media res, format, but it still I get what they would do that for last chapter, but this chapter part is just kind of awkward. Handled like, I don't know, it just didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Anyway, so she's, like, splashes her face. This is back in the present. She's changed, we see. "Ryu, thanks for waiting." And Ryu turns to her. "How do you feel, Shiryuki-san?" "Nothing out of the ordinary. How about you guys?" "We're fine. Yozumi-san too. I don't think anything happened to him after that." Shiryuki replies, "However, it's quite worrying. At this rate, he might start to doubt his own emotions." "Uh-huh. We have to do something." "Yes." "Ryu, thanks for coming with us." Ryu just nods. Then sometime later, the rain pours down. And I guess they're talking with Yozumi later. "I'm really sorry. Truly. The way I acted, it's alright." At this point, this is Lugiria, whose first name I just remembered is Eisetsu, thanks to the little note there as to who's talking. "At this point, there is something I would like to know, Yozumi. What is your lover's name?" And Yozumi stops for a second. "I can't answer. Please forgive me." "Vetoed. That'll be way too convenient." I'm glad Lugiria just shuts that shit down. And Yozumi is still kind of just like weirdly frozen in fear, actually. Lugiria looks at him for a moment before he continues. "Have you realized it yourself? Well, of course you had. If you had any intention of returning to your knight's order with your secrets in tow, you wouldn't have come here in the first place." "What? Secrets?" And Ryu, Shiryuki, and Shu all just kind of look at Lugiria. "Whose name is it that you can't tell me?" And Yozumi looks at him wide-eyed. He stands up and he kneels on the floor. "These lips of mine can't say anything more than the fact that she's from the family of a viscount. I beg of you." And I forget, is an earl higher or lower than a viscount? I need to relearn my monarchical titles. Shiryuki looks down and turns to Lugiria. "Eisetsu-sama?" "What?" "Yozumi-san's hands are tied right now, and it's not something we can overlook either. Let's just investigate what that perfume is. I guess the Viscount would overrule the Earl. I'm guessing just because Lugiria has no power there. Eisetsu turns to Shiryuki, and then back to Ryu. Can we investigate it? For now, it may be best to record everything and dispatch it to Lirias, which is also in the north. We have people there whom we can entrust the matter to. People whom you can trust? I suppose we could. And Ryu nods. Yes. And Eisetsu stands up and then kneels down in front of Yozumi. When those results are out, can you tell me the answer? And Yozumi looks at him. I promise. Then Yozumi, or I guess Lugiria maybe leaves? I can't really tell. But Yozumi stands up and turns to Ryu. I'll leave it to you. Uh-huh. And then Shu responds, please see Ariz Dono to his room for tonight. Understood. Then we see Lugiria looking out the window. Yozumi Ariz. Ariz. Could it be? And Shiryuki walks right in to hear all this. Were you acquainted with Yozumi-san? Huh? Yeah. Even if I was, it would have been one-sided. I guess he's just, like, gonna not try to hide all this from Shiryuki, which is good. That's a good thing. Seemed like I got you wrapped up in another problem, Shiryuki. Huh? No, we were the ones who came knocking on your door in the first place. We've also formally accepted your request. Even so, he's a knight belonging to this territory, and I was the one who made all of you stay here. I'm not trying to change the subject, but this is Shiryuki again. Eisetsu-sama. Huh? What? Don't you seem a bit fatigued? You found me out? That's right. Geez, I'm all battered up. Ever since I took over the family, I've had problems coming up left and right. Seriously, my head hurts. Shiryuki glares at him. No, it's not like a persisting migraine, alright? Shiryuki, turns away for a sec, and Lugiria looks at her. I'm just saying, you don't have to take it seriously. You want to take a break? If everything settles down. Shiryuki, just, stops that. If you want to rest, go ahead, with a clap. What? And Shiryuki, holds up her hand, and Eisetsu does the same, and she, high-fives him. There we go. The case regarding the perfume has been accepted by us. Eisetsu-sama, you are not the client or anyone important, so please do not meddle in this case. Good old Shiryuki, shutting down the nobility. What can't she do? What can't this woman do? And Lugiria snaps, not anyone important. You didn't have to add that, did you? But it's fine if you want to say something about the case, alright? My guests are working, and all you want me to do is speak? That's right. Your mouth seems to be in good health, so it'll be a great help for me, too. I suppose so. How about it? Could you entrust it to us? Even for just a short while. And Lugiria looks up at her. In that case, when you need my help, could you ask for it in a cuter manner? And Shiryuki looks off to the side. I'll do so if you could become cuter yourself, Eisetsu-sama. He looks up at her. I got it. I'll entrust it to you, Shiryuki. And Shiryuki smiles at him. I will do my best. And sometime later, in walks Shu. Eisetsu-sama, you're still here. And Lugiria's head down on the table. What's wrong? I can't stop laughing. Should I retire back to my room? And I guess Lugiria continues to laugh. Then somewhere else, where it's not raining, we check in with Obi. And there's Ryu and Shiryuki. Obi! Obi-san, you've worked hard. You guys too, I've heard about it. It sounded like some complicated job. What was it? It happened right when I wasn't around. Are you two alright? Uh-huh. How did it go, Obi? So we're gonna check back in with Obi's case. I got to meet Tsuruba, but it doesn't seem like this will be settled anytime soon. Then we go back to Lugiria Manor, as Eisetsu kind of sits Obi down for a debriefing. So, what do the Burgats say? Eisetsu Dono, is there a woman known as Mrs. Liera within your territory? And that takes Lugiria back for a second, before he looks away. Liera, no, I don't know her. Sorry. And Obi responds, I was hoping you would know. Indeed. Well, I could say the same for myself. And that's the end of the chapter, with Lugiria lying about knowing Lyra. He definitely does. That's the look of someone who knows what's going on here. We all agree about that, right? Anyway, so this was a really fun chapter. We found a little bit more about what exactly Yozumi wants. That his ex-lover wore this perfume, I think. Right? Did he say that she had, left him, I think? Or maybe she's not, they're still lovers, but he's like at the night circle all the time, so he can't exactly see her. I don't know. Either way, his lover wore this perfume, and he's kind of going crazy with it, and then this other woman wore the perfume and he went crazy for her, and then Shirayuki wore the perfume and he went crazy for her. So this perfume has some kind of aphrodisiac or narcotic quality or something. And the other woman who wore the perfume is a Viscount, or the family of a Viscount. I'm actually going to go back and check 115, what we learned about Lyra for a sec. Did it say that Lyra was a commoner, or like just some random person? Trying to like skim this. She's poor enough that she's financially supported by Toka, but I can't really find anything to imply that she's like where she is status-wise. At the very least, she has invitations to a banquet, which implies some kind of status, I guess. But there's a chance the woman could be Lyra. We don't really know. Either way, Lugiria definitely knows who Lyra is. Like, that just kind of goes without saying. Like, the way he, like, reacts and then, like, silently, like, pauses for a moment, he looks away before he says her name, and then, like, no, I don't know her, it's super fake. Super fake. And then beyond that, beyond all the little ways that this chapter is, like, setting up the building blocks for the arc to come, we do get another shot of just, like, of, like, Shirayuki's personality, of, you know, telling Lugiria that, like, you are not important here, take a break. Like, it shows both her strong-willedness and her caringness. I don't know if either of those are proper words, but I don't really care. So yeah, all in all, this is a really good chapter, and it really starts to set up the arc to come. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, you know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!